Do you believe in ghosts, aliens, and other mysteries of the universe? Do you want to hear stories and opinions from people who have experienced the supernatural? Then tune in to Supernatural Limits, the podcast that explores the unknown and the unexplained. Every week, we explore encounters with the paranormal, the bizarre, and the unbelievable. Whether a skeptic or a believer, join us on this thrilling journey into the other side of reality.
Welcome, everyone, to this episode of Supernatural Limits. Episode 10, you're here with guysosmooth and guest host WREX. What up, Mike?
Malo. What up, Uso?
Here we go again, bro.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. So what date is it? The 27th of October, and we're dropping episode 10 for Supernatural Limits. We're coming up on Halloween. What's your plans for Halloween, bro?
And I'm about to go trick or treat, get all the candy I can, and just do what we do, taking it back.
Hey, I hear ya. Before I ask any more questions, I want to get a little something out of the way for us in the WEFOBZ Nation. It's housekeeping as usual, everybody. Disclaimer, everything expressed here on this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes only. The views expressed belong to the speakers themselves and do not represent the WEFOBZ Enterprise brand. Beautiful. Now back to Halloween. Bro, how is Halloween out where you're at?
And it's right now it's cold. It's about 50 degrees outside.
Yeah, how's people really into it, or?
Man, surprisingly, yeah, especially the neighborhood that I live in. I live close to Ben Jeezy. Like we're not too far from each other. Yeah.
Shout out to Ben Jeezy.
Shout out to Ben Jeezy, Chief Lot, Pony Moore, Queen, the whole WeFoBZ family. Let's go.
Damn. So do you got your pumpkins carved up or what?
This year we decided not to do this. My kids really aren't into it, man. So we're like, I will get my molded pumpkin.
I know, right? Freaking they outgrew it, huh?
Yeah, they just really not into it. So I was like, okay, we'll just save up for something else there. So we just take them out to the Harvest Festival.
Well, Halloween is gonna be interesting out here in Hawaii. I mean, I think they love to celebrate Halloween a lot from what I've heard. I've been here since 2020, and it was kind of hard to tell because of the pandemic.
Yeah.
But I'm looking, and there's a lot of events. Look like it's gonna go down, and Hawaii's getting back to business with the holidays, right?
Yeah, the holiday season in Hawaii is off the chain, which I miss it.
Oh man, especially when they're back to normal, right?
Oh yeah, from Halloween all the way to New Year's, nothing like it in Hawaii.
Oh man, WeFoBZ Nation, if you ever get a chance, don't say we didn't tell you. Come and check it out.
Yeah. Take a trip. Go visit Hawaii. Experience the island life.
Nevada's another good place to visit too. Don't get me wrong, man.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's a little dry out here for me, man. But it's cool. It has its own unique features.
I'll give it that, man. Can't wait to visit you all out there because as we build this thing, this whole machine, we're gonna get to that point. And you know what, WeFoBZ Nation? Let's get to what we talking about. We kind of dilly-dallied off the topic there. We're here, episode 10, Supernatural Limits. So Rex and I came across a couple of topics that we wanted to put forth for all of you to scratch that itch of curiosity if you're coming along for the ride. And the first topic we want to talk about is ancient maps. So I came across this on social media, on my Facebook page, being one of the many social media avenues that I got. And I showed it to my buddy here, and he was like, yeah, man, let's talk about this. Ancient maps. You up for it, bro?
I'm here for it all.
Man, I think we should let these guys in on what we're talking about. So I'm going to share my screen for everyone, all included. Okay. How's that look?
What? We good.
Okay. Was there already a map? Was the world already mapped? Is the title of the video, and it's from this girl right here, Jahannah James. She's one of the I follow her on Facebook. She has a lot of interesting things that deal with archaeology and ancient civilizations and alternative theories for the ancients, stuff like that. If you're familiar, bro.
Yep.
And then who she's bringing on, I think that guy's last name is Hancock. He's a real known expert in anything dealing with alternative ideas for archaeology, but he makes a lot of good points. So we're gonna watch a clip from this. We're gonna review it, respond to it from our experiences, WEFOBZ Nation, and then we'll talk about another topic which Rex himself brought up, which goes to it speaks to the times and the things that are occurring now. Okay, we good, bro? We gonna start this?
Yeah, let's check it out.
All right, I'm gonna try to enter full screen here. Let me see. Oh, it gives us the full screen.
Oh, we fancy.
We fancy now. Jahannah James is about to drop it from another podcast. I think this was a Joe Rogan podcast. She's dropping it from.
Yeah, that's like a Rogan podcast.
Dude, this is too funny shit, man. We're reviewing a podcast that's reviewing a podcast
from another podcast.
Supernatural limits, y'all. Podcast. We go there. All right, here we go.
Astonishing thing is the so-called Pinkerton world map, drawn I think in 1813, based on the latest exploration data at that time, and it just shows a hole where Antarctica is. Nobody had found it by then. But if you go back to the Orontius Phineas map, drawn in the 1500s, you find Antarctica is present. Now, what the fuck is it doing on a map drawn in the 1500s when nobody knew it existed in the 1500s? To me, the obvious answer is we are dealing with the fingerprints of the lost civilization.
I think, I've looked at some of the old source maps, and it is actually mad. Some of the oldest source maps from like the 1500s have a landmass where Antarctica is, and some of them have like very close to the shape of Antarctica. They have it like mapped out. They didn't know what it was. It didn't have a name, but they just knew that there was like a landmass there, or they had been copying from older source maps, because that's how like loads of maps are done. You create maps from new data that comes in, or from older source maps that you can find, and then you copy over and copy over. And I think that there is a possibility that some very old source maps had a way better, more detailed version of geography than some of like the Victorian source maps did. It's a very weird, bizarre phenomenon. Google it. It makes you think. And what's even weirder is
all right. Okay. Do you need to review it again, whyuce, or are we good with what she just said right there and what she just reviewed?
Oh no, we're good with that.
All right, let's fly with that, bro. All right, there you have it, man. So Hancock dude right there, which she was watching, was describing a map from the 1800s, which had no Antarctica in it, okay? And then he goes on to say, but then so that was the 1800s. And then there's a map from he said the Phineas something map. I got to go back and grab the name for it later if WEFOBZ Nation, but I'll put the link up for this Facebook video on our description. But anyhow, he says in the 1500s, there's a map that shows Antarctica.
Right.
So how did they know Antarctica? He's saying, like, how did they know that Antarctica was there? You have to have something that flies up in the sky to know that mass of land or continent was there.
Yeah.
And then our host herself says that she knows about that, and you can Google it. Like, there's a lot of old maps that show Antarctica, the landmass. And the question was again, bro, how the frick did the ancients know this?
Exactly, man. That, you know, like that opens up more questions too when you think about it. Like, okay, supposedly Antarctica wasn't mapped properly for our modern day times until like the 1800s. But those maps from the 1500s show that. And then, you know, like you think about the ancient Greeks, those guys were good at mapping the stars and also mapping the oceans. So how are these guys able to see something like that? And then modern times, we're not, our maps are, some people say, are inaccurate,
Mm-hmm.
especially with satellites. Like how did these guys accomplish that kind of mapping without satellites?
Bro, we're blowing our minds over this, but you know, it hits home to us as Polynesians, as Pacific Islanders, bro.
Yep.
How
Being
did
the
our
voyagers we are.
ancestors find the freaking islands that they found with whatever they had at the time?
For real though. That's what I'm saying. But like our Polynesians are the most known wayfinders, right? And
Yeah,
then to think about that, like how we were able to traverse the seas and find land masses the way we did in the middle of
yeah.
the vast ocean. But we had no written history of how we did that.
No.
That blows my mind. It blows my mind. And it makes the rabbit hole even deeper. And we still gotta go and delve into that too.
I mean, to the date though, the ones they've actually done it with right out here in Hawaii, the Hokudel, but they took the knowledge from the
Right.
what do you call the Marshallese, the Marshall Islands.
Yep.
Our brothers and sisters over there in Marshall Islands, right?
Yep.
Which, bro, there was it's just amazing, these things about the ancients mapping out the world and everybody thinking they didn't have the tools to do it.
Right. Right. You know, like it's kind of mind blowing to think like that, right? And then you have stories like Plato's account of Atlantis, right? And
Yes.
the technology that was available to the people of Atlantis thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
It really, like, it spins my wheels, man. It makes me think like, wow, we think we're so advanced, not knowing that maybe the ancients had better technology than we have access to currently.
That's why a lot of there's these, like that guy Graham Hancock is his full name, Graham Hancock. WEFOBZ Nation, look him up. He speaks a lot about, like, there's that missing civilization out there that knew a lot of shit about the world, from the very basics on how to work freaking hard granite stone that you can't even cut with today's tools, right?
Yep.
And he's saying there's a missing history there that our world forgot about.
Yeah, there's a gap.
This missing knowledge. And let me give it back. I have something else to share for us, bro, along this topic. You up for it? This is from one of our very own Samoan Usos, bro.
Cool.
This is gonna be interesting. Okay. How's that looking?
Yeah, I see it. We good.
So this is from this guy, Eliotafuimaonosapolu. Very outspoken Samoan, very highly educated. I'm on his page. I saw this on one of my friends' Facebook pages, and you know, he's got a lot to say about knowing how our people, our ancestors, Pacific Island ancestors, mapped or knew how to traverse this vast thing called the Pacific Ocean. Right, here we go. Okay, let's get this. I guess it's on TikTok.
Look, Pacific history doesn't start with colonization or trauma. Here's an example. The distance between Hawaii and Tahiti is about 4,200 kilometers, right? It's a huge distance. And Pacific people were navigating this all the time, from Hawaii to Tahiti, Tahiti to Hawaii. Now, using a bit of trigonometry, we can calculate that in the distance of 4,200 kilometers, if you deviate from your course only 2 degrees, you will completely miss your target by over 140 kilometers. Do you understand how precise they had to be? It is insane. Like, 2 degrees is such a small amount, you'd think. But if you deviate that 2 degrees, you will completely miss the island. You wouldn't even see it from a distance. You would see nothing. And this is the level of brilliance Pacific navigators are at. They were so precise, so accurate. And this is what Pacific history, this is where Pacific history starts.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Just blowing my mind. Just blowing my mind.
Come on, WEFOBZ Nation. What are we missing here, man? What?
Can I ask you a question? It kind of relates to this. Have you ever sailed before, like on the water?
Yes, I have.
So you know how to chart, you know how to chart a course, you know how to use the stars.
Oh fuck no.
Oh, okay. Well, so I mean, like me, I've done that a lot when I was younger. I used to sail a lot, and so I had to plot my own, you know, chart my own course of where we're
Wait,
going.
you're talking about long distance sailing, Goose?
Yeah, it was.
Oh man, okay, man, you're blowing my mind right now, because the sailing that I did was we were on a boat that had all the instruments, you know.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh, I'm talking about like using a actual sailboat where we use a sextant to plot our charts, start our courses.
Hell? What was tell me about this experience, Pauso.
Oh, it's just I mean, like, you know, my grandpa was always into the ocean. You know, he raised me and my younger brothers on the water. And so we would do stuff like that where he would teach us how to navigate with the stars. He would teach us, you know, like, depending on what time of the year it is, you don't see the same stars that you see from summer and winter, you know, and so you see a whole different constellation. And that's how we were able to map our way through the waters, was watching the stars and knowing what time of year it was, what star would be in correlation to the sun, and, you know, what direction we'll be heading.
Whyuce, do you know? You don't even know that you're a rare breed, bro. Like, a lot of someones don't even exist that could do that anymore. Your grandpa taught this to you guys, and you guys have please tell me you wrote a book on, you know, kept it in a journal and shit like that to pass on.
Oh yeah, I still carry this knowledge. You know, me and two of my younger brothers, we talk almost daily, and it's, you know, memories like that. It keeps us close to our grandpa, but it also keeps the culture ingrained in us. Like, it's passed down from him to us, and then, you know, eventually I'll do the same thing with my son and my daughters. I will pass that knowledge on to them. Like, here, when we sit in the backyard, we look up at the sky. I tell my kids what constellations are above us, and I tell them, okay, remember, in 2 months we're not going to see these same stars, or we might see a different constellation just closer to us.
Uso, that knowledge does not exist anymore. What? I can't believe I found someone like you. WEFOBZ Nation, this is a very momentous occasion. This knowledge does not exist. I can tell you for a fact, Uso, not a lot of people, not even from American Samoa, maybe in Upolu, don't have that knowledge, bro. Like, your grandfather must have been one of the last living salespeople. I mean, what do you call them? Master seaman.
Yeah, Voyager. Yeah, Wayfinder and Voyager.
Whyuce, I'm kind of speechless right now, bro. I'm in the presence of, oh, dude, I have no words. This is stuff that I've been, like, in my career as a filmmaker. This is why I wanted to get into film, was to capture a lot of what the elders had to say and a lot of the knowledge and wisdom that they had, because they weren't passing it on. And look, along I come and I found you. We found you, especially through Chief Lod, and you have this knowledge that you're sitting there like it's nothing, dude. That knowledge is not known in our people. Like
all the boys in my family, we all can navigate through the stars. We all understand how to chart the stars. We all understand what stars are where at what times of the year, stuff like that. You know, like that was fun for us. You know, like that was our childhood growing up doing stuff like that.
That's kind of like how, because my grandfather was a fisherman, and my family know about tides, and I know about how to find fish and where to look and what things that you're, you know, the signs that you're looking for in nature.
Yeah.
It's
Those skills are rare, Oos.
man, I'm talking about a rare skill. I'm blowing my own mind right now. I don't think
Yeah,
about, bro.
that's the kind of skills you want to pass on to your kids, especially for, not just for survival stuff, but like our culture as Samoans, as Polynesians, as children of the Pacific, of the ocean. That's the kind of stuff we should be passing on, so our kids have that knowledge and they can pass it to their kids and so on and so forth and carry that on.
Rex, my also, that's why Chief Loud and I built WEFOBZ, because we wanted to not only pass it on to our kids, we wanted to share everything. It's coming full circle, Miles. Like you bringing this information to light, and I'm just finally realizing what we have. This is, I got a little tears running down my face, bro.
Yeah, it's true. It's trippy, man. Like, and that's how like energy attracts certain energy, like stuff like that. Like my wife's a firm believer in that, man, and she talks to me about it. She goes, "Babe, do you think I'm weird?" And I gotta tell her, like, no, I get it, because the longer I live, the more stuff I see, the more open my mind becomes to certain things. Does that make sense?
It does. Man, they had in college they were teaching us about, that's called synergy, where it is you just feel that. But then there was also a name from our peoples in the ancient time, like you will attract the energy that you're putting out.
Yeah.
Bro,
my mind is blown.
We're both blown, because I don't even know if people in the Samoan people don't understand that you're a very rare breed, you and your brothers and your family, about navigators. And like that guy just said, the preciseness of what you guys know is lost knowledge. Please, I hope, just write it down in a journal, bro. And one day when you ever feel inclined to, like, if you would love to share it to us and the WEFOBZ Nation, in addition to your children, you can look at us as your kids. But we'd love to take a part. I'd love to do an episode on you and I talking about that ancient knowledge, bro. Dude.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. Especially like for the culture, I'm all for it. That there's a lot of stuff I wish to keep, and pass on, and stuff like that is a big part of it, and I'm proud of it. It's like I have a skill that a practical skill I can give to my kids and future generations after them.
Man, we hit it in there, bro. I love it. Supernatural limits, just unlocking the limits, bro. Like, and all of it goes back to the title, WEFOBZ Nation, Ancient Maps.
Yeah.
The ancient ancestors of ours knew how to map the world way before we even knew. Like, we lost that knowledge. We can do it today with computers and our smartphones and stuff. I mean, but they were doing it with their own type of, I don't even think they call it smartphones, but I'm pretty sure they were flying back those days, like in the ancient days too, bro. I can't wait till we find evidence that there was flyers from those thousands of years ago.
I saw something on X the other day, and it was pictures of Egyptian hieroglyphs, and they were showing similarities to like modern day airplanes or modern day ships, or what they would suppose an alien ship would look like and stuff like that. What's your thoughts on that? Do you think that has any correlation with what we're talking about with the ancients being able to achieve flight?
I actually have something for you right now, because what you said, man, I think it's what you saw. Let me pull it up and we can another screen sharing moment. All right, here you go, bro. This is what you were talking about. This is called I'm gonna butcher the name, saqqarabird. Saqqarabird. So this bird right here, let me see if I can open this image in a new tab. So open in a new tab. Let me try to blow it up. Let's see. How do I blow this up? Won't let me blow it up. Here we go. This bird right here, everyone, WEFOBZ Nation, I've read about this previously. So the saqqarabird is an artifact found in one of the ancient Egyptian tombs, this thing right here. I'm getting this information from Wikipedia, our open source information. Oh man, it's in a museum. It's in the museum in Cairo. But what's so significant about this is that when they took the dimensions of this bird and built a model out of it, the model flew the model could fly when they threw it in the air and shit. I think that's the story. Yeah. Just the fact, I think it says over here, it may have been used as a sort of boomerang, and it says that this technology was common from ancient Egypt. Meaning, if the Egyptians knew how to do this kind of thing with the dimensions, right? You really know how to do. You really need to know how to use precise measurements on something to build something that could fly through the air. Right. And of course, it goes back to what you said, right? What's your thoughts?
Yeah, stuff like that. That's the kind of stuff that bothers me, because even that, like the knowledge of flight, right? You got lift plus drag plus stuff like that, just to get something that heavy into the air.
I don't understand about that. Totally.
We don't give the ancients enough credit, so them figuring stuff out like that in that time period. What the hell?
So, okay, so it's hard for you and me to picture flying, but it's easy for us to understand going over the water because our ancestors did it, right? Like, yeah. I wonder how it feels for the guys whose ancestors are the Egyptians. Like, flying's every day to us, right?
Oh man.
Oos,
the man. Rabbit hole just gets deeper.
It's not even a rabbit hole no more, bro. It's like it's a monster hole or something, dude.
It's a damn crater.
It's a crater. It's aliens. We totally forgot. You said it on the last episode. Episode 9 is out. WEFOBZ Nation, Supernatural Limits. It was Rex and I. He said it. Lizard people being equivalent to aliens. That's why some people say, man, who gave the ancients this knowledge? Aliens?
This is the lizard people, man. They came down to show us how to fly.
Man, speaking of them, they say they live underground and shit. I forgot to show that place in Turkey, Dan Kurio or whatever they call it. Underground caves and shit, and people were living in there.
Did you see that one in China that they
one too.
recently discovered with the forest in it?
Yeah. I saw that too. And its own biome and everything.
Yeah, and they're discovering new creatures there. Like, wow.
Gosh.
We just barely scratching the surface. Just when we think we know a lot, we end up finding out we don't know shit.
Little. That is the beauty of this life. People don't understand, man. Yeah. Be happy for this life because there's so much you don't know.
That's what I'm saying. There's so much on the planet, and like, especially us Americans, right? Like, we're so enclosed
specifically
here
Americans. Right? I mean, you and I would count each other as islanders, but then, man, this American mentality that Chief La Puni Mo and them always speak about. I'm not hating because I'm a part of that mentality too, but
same here. Like, we live here, we embrace it, but
yes,
man.
But sometimes you gotta open your mind a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. That's like, that is the only way to look at things, and as I get older, I figure it out more and more. Like, man, I should probably stop thinking I know stuff and just just open my mind to other things that probably usually won't,
True that, bro. True that. Damn, that was such a good topic, man. Ancient maps. Frick. Well, WEFOBZ Nation, there you heard it. You have any more comments, any more questions, drop it in the comments below on any of our social media channels that this video or this episode 10 of Supernatural Limits will show up on. But you know what? We've got another topic, and this one's coming to you all courtesy of our boy Rex. You up for another one, bro? Like the topic we were talking about, the one you showed, because I'm liking what I actually found another video that was a little not as corny as the one that you gave me. So I hope you're okay with it.
No, I'm good. Like I said, I wanted to see your thoughts on it because I was like, man, this. Yeah, it's a cool one. Like, go for it. I'm here for it.
So we're gonna open this up to the floor after we watch another video. For those who are listening, you'll be able to listen in on what we're watching because it's real. We take little tidbits of the video. Please, we do not own the copyrights to all these videos. They belong to the ones that I am pointing out. I'm literally, quoting on live, on recording. Please don't hold it against us. We're just a little podcast group. All right, let's see if we can get this up and going. Right here. How's that look from YouTube?
Good.
We're looking at a YouTube channel called The Unknown Facts right here, 45.4K subscribers. We want to get on that level, WEFOBZ Nation, so subscribe. All right, let's see how this is going to go. We're just going to watch a little bit of the beginning, and then we're going to discuss it. Take a review of it.
The Jordan River, once a source of life and a testament to the power of nature, has been slowly dwindling for years. But now, something incredible has been uncovered, something that has been hidden away beneath its flowing waters for countless generations. As the river dried up, it revealed a shocking secret that will leave people around the world on the edge of their seats. What could be lurking beneath the surface of the Jordan River? And what does it mean for the future of this iconic landmark? Let's take a look at it. It is unquestionably a victim of the conflict. According to Yana Abu Talib, the Jordanian head of EcoPeace Middle East, it's a victim of people, because it's basically what we did as people to the river, and now adding to all this, it's a victim of climate change.
Yeah, that's a lot. 1 minute 35. I would probably have to dice that up. But anyhow, this thing is saying that happened. I might as well open up the floor again. So we're talking about the Jordan River drying up, right, Oos?
Yes, sir.
That's what we're talking about. And I'd like to. Where did you send me it on the? You sent me your video.
I think I sent it on Facebook.
It was on Facebook. Let me see if I can find it real quick because I want to show people what the little thingy. Compare that to this one, just in case. Because this one is a trip to WEFOBZ Nation, but you'll get where this guy's going with this one. Okay. See that?
Yep.
All right, let's see if this goes.
So if you don't know, you're about to find out. The Jordan River dried up. Yep. Gone. Non-existent. But what's crazy is the things they found once the river dried up. What the hell is that? That ain't normal. That ain't normal, dog.
It's a computer.
I ain't never seen nothing like that. Look how big it is. And you can tell that it goes underground. Yep. So the Jordan River dried up and this shit popped up? Wow. I mean, if I would have seen some shit like this right here, dog, I ain't gonna lie, I might have to call the authorities. What is this?
Well, it's another computer generated image, but back to where he was saying is this real part right here. The Jordan River dried up. So we're going to talk about that, WEFOBZ Nation, with my boy Rex here. It's a lot of stuff related to current events. Floor is open, Miles. Yeah. So without all that crazy shit, yeah, let's talk about the Jordan River dried up.
So before we get started, Chief, if you're listening, this is your topic, Goose. Like this is the one because it gets it goes
Let's
it goes
go.
biblical, man.
Let's
All right,
go.
let's talk about it, Goose. So unless you're living under a rock like Patrick Star, I'm pretty sure y'all know about Gaza and Israel. They're going at it right now. It's war.
And if you don't know what the frick, bro, like what, 2 weeks ago it started?
It's been a minute now.
Go on, bro. Go on.
But if look at current times and if you're not a Christian, we're gonna open it up a little bit. So in Revelations, it talks about end times where the river Jordan will be drying up and war will be coming, and then we will experience famine and so on and so forth. Just not to get biblical, but it's already written in there. Like things are falling in line. Could it be coincidence? Maybe. But
it is written. The King James version of the Bible, especially the newer version right now, it's written in there. WEFOBZ Nation. And those of you who aren't Christian, you can go read it up as a source material, like Wikipedia. The Bible is another, I guess you could say, open source.
It's been around for a while, y'all.
It's been around. That open source has been around for a while.
Yeah.
But it's one of those, bro, it comes back to, it relates to our first topic too. How did the ancients may have perceived that maybe in the future, when this river dries up, humans will go to war again.
Yeah.
Let me break it down. Let me break it down, and it's gonna blow your mind. Maybe because they saw that when the river dries up, the resources related to the river will cause conflicts between different sides, right?
Yeah.
Right. If you put it into a more scientific, more realistic sense, like because the river is not feeding the fields of grains for one nation or another,
right?
Maybe people started becoming hungrier people or angrier people. Angrier people want to do something about it, and then they start trying to get the resources of another side. And then boom, Hamas attacks Israel. And boom, Israel wipes out freaking Gaza. Reminds you of some super nation that did that?
Yeah, but there's people that try to sweep that under the rug. They don't want to talk about it. Well, history does repeat itself.
Boom, we get attacked by Afghanistan's, not even Afghanistan, we get attacked by Osama bin Laden. Boom, U.S. attacks Saddam Hussein.
Yeah. It's the domino effect.
You hit me, I slap. It's like that stupid, like you slap me and my friend will feel it, and my friend's gonna slap your friend, and his friend is gonna feel it, and his friend's gonna go slap the other friend.
Yeah, they just keep passing it on.
What I don't get is that. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
So with all this coming, like, how do you feel about the religious aspect? How do you feel about the prophecy being written?
So, in the terms of prophecy, people forget what prophecy is for. Prophecy is to tell you how to prepare for it and how to solve it. It's telling you how to solve it. So if you know there's a war on the horizon, you should have been like a warrior in a garden and not a gardener in a war.
Amen. Amen.
Bruce Lee, Chinese proverbs.
Yes, sir.
Right? I mean, that's what I believe when people say things that is written and stuff. It's written there because they wanted to warn your ass. It will happen.
It's preemptive warning. That's exactly what it was.
And the stupid humans that we are don't learn from our historical lessons.
Well, that saying, history repeats itself, is very real. So real.
It is so real that people have gotten rich off of it. Man, I could even bring it back to financial stuff with our like WEFOBZ whole thingy. Everybody who's rich knows the cycle of what humans do. They understand that humans will repeat what they do. So there's warmongers right now that are already getting rich off the wars that are going on and want to continuously get rich from it. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah.
Allegedly, Mouse.
Allegedly. Yeah,
This is
allegedly
supernatural
war is
limits,
good
man.
business.
Why are we talking like this? Because we're gonna go there.
Because there's no real limits.
There's no limits. It's like people like, how the frick is this all related to supernatural? Because people from the ancient times figured it out.
They spoke about it. They saw this coming from a couple thousand years ago.
Thousands years ago. You heard Rex. Thousands. Who does that?
These guys knew about it. And we knew about it since. And we still made our way towards it. That's human stupidity right there at its finest.
Man, I'm gonna go more down a deeper crater now with this. Have you ever witnessed possession before? When a dead person possesses another person?
Not personally. You know, I've never seen one.
But you've heard of it, right?
Yeah, I've heard of one in my family, like, you know, stuff like that, but I've never seen it personally.
Man, I hate to brag, but I've witnessed it personally. I've heard about it personally, and I've experienced it personally. Not me being possessed, but someone very close to me.
So how was that? Like, let's talk about that. Let's unpack it.
It's kind of like, you know, it doesn't register with your body, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? Especially at a young age. But then when I was much older and I experienced it again, it's like, how the fuck do I cure it? And that's where it goes back to like our ancestors, our elders are not passing on the answers to how to take care of certain things that happen, especially regarding the other realm or the supernatural side of things. That's a whole nother episode for us, WEFOBZ Nation, right?
Yes, sir. If you want, we cover that topic another time. I'm
bringing it. So I'm bringing it to you because what we were talking about with the Jordan River and prophecies from, like, we saying it's written in the Bible. Why I brought up possession, this is totally far left or far right, if you ever want to say so. Because during moments of possession, the fucking whoever is possessing like individuals have a tendency to foretell futures. Like give prophecies while possessing people.
Okay.
And this has happened in the Bible. This has happened in other texts from other different cultures, ancient texts from other ancient cultures. People from the dead side always can see what's going on. Like they have no, I don't know. It looks like they don't have a essence of time. So they probably foretell, like they say, this is what's happening. This is what's going to happen in the future if you don't do this. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I've experienced listening to something like that.
Man. So how old were you when this happened, and how did you take that information, and what did you get out of that at the time it happened?
I was like, I think 4 or 5 years ago.
Oh damn, that's hella recent.
People are gonna be like, this guy bullshitting now. Fuck you. Come and live my life and you'll figure it out. Why do you think I put up supernatural limits for WEFOBZ? Because
I get it. Same with me. There's stuff that's happened to me, and you know, at first I was like, man, people are gonna think I'm bullshitting, and then stuff happened to me and others that were around to see it, and I was like, okay, am I tripping? And you know, everybody's like, oh, we saw that.
I hate to say it, WEFOBZ Nation, WREX, but this is exactly why I put supernatural limits out there, because it's a question I'm still trying to ask myself, what just happened? Like what? So I have this information that I know of the future, and I know how to prepare for it.
Right.
And I'm waiting for that future to come. But it will never come because I've already prepared for it. Doesn't make you see how twisty, ironic this is? Because it was. People say, don't listen to the shit that this possession says, but then you're like, it's a warning.
Yeah. Yeah, and you heed to warnings. You don't just ignore them.
And then I do get because my family's real hardcore religious, hardcore Catholic in a sense, because they tell me don't listen to the devil. True.
Yeah.
But one of the most fucking major victories the devil has ever done was like make people believe he doesn't exist.
Exactly. That is the enemy's greatest trick, is to make the world think he doesn't exist.
So if a warning shows, just so right now, bro, and it's itchy. This thing is like, these answers are in my head. The date hasn't arrived yet, but I already know what I'm doing in preparation for it, just in case anything happens. Does it make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Because that not to go too deep into it, because if my family does listen and they don't want me talking about it, I don't want to put them out there.
No,
but
just hit the tip.
yeah, so, something like that where information is given and you try to prevent stuff from happening, like a cataclysm, especially when it involves your family, right?
Yeah.
And so the information that was passed along to you, your family, they do all they can. Like the people who are there and heard it, they do all they can to prevent that bad thing from happening, right? Especially if the time hasn't passed yet.
And if it has come from a very shady source, like
exactly,
a supernatural source.
Exactly, because I mean it's so like in my family, the one that I heard of, it was another family member, but like a distant family member
distant
who passed
relative.
on. Yeah, they passed on and decided to stick around in the energy form.
The energy, yep. They couldn't move on without they had unfinished business or some shit like that.
Yeah, and especially Samoa, man. Before, like, because I was only born there, and as soon as we could fly, my parents went back to Hawaii. But then, I would go visit, every other year, go visit my family in Kukuila. And man, up until high school, where I was able to go out with my older cousins and go explore the islands, I thought the superstition was bullshit, for lack of a better phrase,
Yeah.
Until like we're driving through.
Yep.
Yeah, just driving through certain villages, you can hear things, you can feel things, you can see things. Like it's you don't know until you go and experience it.
So you fuck around and find out.
Exactly.
Bro, so where does this put us back on the topic, coming back to the River Jordan drying? It was prophesied. I just feel, I know my also feels the same. It's like the prophecy is warning. It maybe the ancients have seen it happen. They could predict it, foretell it happening, or a supernatural source might have pushed it. Which then you get religious, bro, and it got me asking you, is the Bible a supernatural source? Are you right?
Man, so even that there comes another argument. Yeah, the source is God, correct? Like that is who they got their source material from. But it was still written by men. So, like it all comes down to, were these dudes telling the truth, or were they tripping? Did they get a hold of some mushrooms that they shouldn't have ate? Like what was going on there?
And then when you speak of God, it's too, like, that will blow people's mind. But then God is supernatural. He's beyond the natural.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, we could go on for days and nights about this.
That's what I'm saying. It's not even a rabbit hole anymore. It's a damn crater. Like there's so much information to unpack. There's so much information to comb through.
It's the abyss, man.
It's so real. It's so real.
Well, Whyuce, man, any more information for us concerning those topics we just talked about before we start closing things out?
Man, I don't know, man. Just for the WEFOBZ Nation listening, read your Bibles. Just check it out. see what's in there. See if there's anything for you. If not, just close it, put it away, and then come back and comment, and so we can talk about it. Let's have a chat.
Yeah, exactly. Let's have a chat. And if you want to come and appear in one of our episodes, hit us up, drop us a message. You know where to find us, man. Rex was talking about we're on X. Well, I'm definitely on X. Rex will have his call name put up on X soon, because I think he has his real name under there. We're gonna hold that, use that for later, bro. But if you're looking for me on X, formerly known as Twitter, look for @guysosmooth. But you also have WEFOBZ up on there and all the social media channels. Man, it's been great having you, whyuce. Another rabbit hole turned into a crater. That's what we're going to be doing from now on, turning these rabbit holes into craters and abysses. Any last shout outs or any last messages for our audience?
No, shout out to the WeFob Nation, Chief. We'll see you soon. Thank you for bringing me on. And Guy, man, as always, it's a pleasure, and it's always real talking with you, man.
Thank you, whyuce. So I also want to thank the audience. Come back again, ladies and gents.
Yes, sir.
Boys and girls, if you're allowed to listen, because remember, this is like rated PG-13, no, rated R.
We try to cut back on the swear. We'll fix that.
Oh, we're so sorry. But this has been episode 10 of Supernatural Limits, Ancient Maps, and the River Jordan drying up. Or we should call it like prophecies. Who knows? We'll see when the title drops. We'll go there.
Sir.
Supernatural Limits. We out.
Out.